It was the aspiration of this community that drove the completion of this project. Donations from families, foundations, corporations, individuals, bequests, small gifts, there were large gifts. Every single type of philanthropic donation is what made this project so special.
We wanted to create an area that was really child-friendly, focused on children, teenagers, and families. We always heard from patients and families that our care was phenomenal, but the space that we had just didn't match the care that we were delivering. This was a dream that we had, so thank you so much for our new unit.
It hits you right away that this is an enthusiastic project. Most children coming to the hospital, their visit's intimidating. It's a different building. There are a lot of people they don't know. So children need extra brightness, extra smiles, extra friendliness.
The catalyst for the Pediatrics Center is that many of the clinical functions were in more than one place, and also the original pediatric unit was built in 1968, just not compliant with today's safety or quality standards.
We would get a lot of patient complaints about the rooms themselves, especially the bathrooms, the size of the rooms, the aesthetics. There was only one shower on the entire unit for all of the patients, and it literally was a hole in the wall. It was almost embarrassing to tell families this is where your child has to go take a shower. The other thing was we didn't have a clear space for families to go outside of the room, somewhere where they could go relax, watch TV, have a coffee.
We used to have a playroom, but it's now doubled as an office, so that really wasn't available anymore. And even our teen lounge, we had this for our adolescent patients. It was like, again, a multi-purpose space that really probably wasn't utilized the way we wanted. And then the other big aspect of it was actually finding a place to do clinical work. The previous unit had a big open space where we were always constantly aware and concerned about confidentiality. Even if you did, it was often a very small space, not up to the standard that we wanted.
I think the other thing was just our space capacity. Our clinic was very, very small. We had 3 exam rooms. We really didn't have a proper waiting space. The waiting room was in the hallway. The exam rooms were so small that there wasn't room for, say, a computer and a desk in the room. Storage was another big pain point on our units. Lots of cribs, equipment all down the hallways, which made it look really cluttered.
This project was a huge undertaking, and we recognized that there was a tremendous amount of work, but we also recognized that donor support would be fundamental.
One of the ways that we profiled this project was calling it a hospital within a hospital. And one of the reasons we sort of were framing it that way was the extent of the programming that we have here. Caring for our children in this community without having to send them to a downtown specialty hospital.
Making sure that they're clinically sound from a design perspective, but also meet the needs of what patients and families would want in a clinical environment, trying also to make it not as clinical.
We wanted the rooms to really reflect kind of what patients would want if they were in a home, in the sense that we wanted a spacious room with a comfortable bed for a parent. We wanted to make sure that each room had a private shower, placed very large TVs, interactive whiteboard, all these things that help make the experience so much better for patients and families. With our clinic, we have expanded from 3 patient rooms to 5 patient rooms, so we'll have much more space to be able to accommodate the increased volumes of children that need to come back for next day follow-up. We now have created 2 dedicated short stay rooms on our inpatient unit, which will allow us to see those same day consults or next day follow-ups. So between all of these rooms, I think we are going to be able to meet the needs of the future.
For families who are spending a significant amount of time with us, we redesigned and took an entire corner of the unit for a purpose-built family room where family members can gather, they can eat, they can prepare their food, but they also can relax. And you'll see the floor-to-ceiling windows really invite the community environment into the space. We're really proud to be one of the largest child and adolescent eating disorder programs in the province. And so it was really important for us to design a space for teens that would allow us to offer activities, but also a shared space for them to have their meals together. And so you'll notice the cafe style setup in addition to the eating area, just dedicated for teens.
Technology is something that we've definitely made a jump forward. All of our clinic spaces, we have full capability to do video calls, and that's something that we see will stay in the future, where we'll be able to do a lot of follow-ups through Ontario Telemedicine Network or video calls.
All of the pediatricians and staff, including nurses and allied health, I think we really pride ourselves in being a top-notch pediatric center in the city. And now we have a space that reflects that. It gives us a space that we can maximize that quality of care. Like, we could not have done this without our donors. This was donor money that made this happen.
There were so many people involved. This was not just one person's vision, it is the vision of the organization that was powered by philanthropy. Philanthropic donations drove this project, funded this project. There are not government funds. It's named for the Steinberg family, and there's many other names that made this project a reality.
So on behalf of our entire department, all of our staff, we really want to thank all of the generous donors. Especially would like to thank Charlotte and Louis Steinberg and their entire family for their generous donation. Without the support of all of you, we would not be standing in this brand new state-of-the-art facility. This means a lot to us, and it'll mean a lot to patients and families as well. So thank you very much.